Time to see what the wizards are up to.
Oops. Hi, everyone. We're still figuring this streaming thing out. We're learning every week something new. How's everyone doing? Thanks for joining. We have a lot to cover today and some very exciting stuff. So we'll start out with announcing our winner. We have a winner in Italy who has one of my favorite places to go in the world, who has won the Deluxe Nova collection. Congratulations. And we're super excited to get that to you. I will mention that you will not get this until we're fulfilling to Kickstarter backers. So generally we'll do the fulfillment and then we'll do other things like this and review copies and things just after that. So, it'll be a little bit, but it's going to be worth the wait. This game is awesome. And we're actually going to talk a little bit about that later today on the call. So I'm excited about that. And our current giveaway, so for this week, we're giving away a copy of Star Realms Frontiers. This is my favorite base set because it goes up to 4 players and it has awesome solo and cooperative challenge cards, which I love. So definitely, if you want to check it out, you can check it out, but you can also enter here to win that. So I'm super excited about that. And just if anyone's new, we do weekly giveaways every week, and Saffron will post in the comments below how you can enter. You can join and like and check out all of our other awesome social channels. And just a quick reminder that on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m., either Rob or Darwin are online live taking challenges on our Twitch stream. And this week it's Darwin.
Yeah, you can beat up Darwin this week. Good battles.
Yeah, so this week you can battle Darwin. He might beat you. But
he's pretty good. Yeah.
If you do beat him, you get some. What do you get? Some credits in the
yeah.
game. So yeah. So and then every other Wednesday it is Rob. So that's on our Twitch stream. And we have something really new this week. Do you want to talk about this one, Rob?
All right. So yes, for Star Realms, we are rolling out tournaments in the app. We have an update available for the Star Realms for the Star Realms app. Update your app, and then you will see in your online play area a little tournament button. When you click on that tournament button, it'll take you to any upcoming tournaments that we have. And we have tournaments for March 25th, 26th, and 27th. So basically this weekend, we're going to be trying out the tournaments in the app. So you can come join the tournaments, win some cool prizes in the app. And we're really excited about this feature. So our fans have been running tournaments utilizing the app for a very long time, and setting up pairings through third-party websites like Challenge, etc. And we're going to still continue to support people when they want to do stuff like that. But also, we're going to have tournaments within the app itself. So definitely check those out. We're super excited about it. And I believe player cap's gonna be 128, I think, on those tournaments.
Believe so, but we have a blog post. I think it's gone live. If it is, then Saffron can post the link below. And we'll be posting about this on all of our social media channels throughout the day today, too, and in Discord, more details.
So we want to make sure that people who sign up actually are there to play. So the way it works, if you go early and you there's a notify me button. So you click on the tournament and you can click the notify me button to basically be on the list of people who are interested in the tournament. And then 10 minutes before the tournament goes live, you can go in and click register. And if everything's working smoothly, you should get an update. If you have updates set to for on your app, your phone will ping or whatever and let you know, hey, tournament's time to register. And you go in and you click register. And currently we have a player cap of 128, I believe. And basically the first X people who click register will get in. Hopefully this will be big enough for everybody who wants to play, but we're going to see how many people click that notify me button. That'll tell us, oh, do we have less than a number we can handle, or do we have a large number that's more than the spots available? If it turns out there's a lot more interest, we can always put more tournaments up so people can find everybody can find a tournament.
Yeah, and that was part of the thinking of doing 3 different days on the first weekend to have a few different options. So if we had a huge number of people, that everyone would have the opportunity to play, and then they're also at different times, and the details for that will be in the blog post and in the social media postings. We wanted to be able to have people from different regions be able to join as well. And we have a lot of excitement in the comments, Rob. Game Freak was thinking about like how long would this tournament last? So how long do you think people should plan if they think they're going to win? Sure.
So one of the cool things about the Star Realms tournaments is they actually move along pretty quick, because these are you play a game digitally with your opponent. And so usually I've been finding that the individual rounds go for maybe 20 minutes or potentially less. Because basically it's however long it takes the slowest match to finish, the slowest people to finish their match. And of course, these are timed games. So you'll be using a real-time clock. And then once the round finishes, I believe there's a 3-minute period where we let you know, okay, next round starts in 3 minutes, and it does a little countdown. So you'll have time to, go to the bathroom or grab a soda or whatever. If we, so basically, somewhere between 2 to 4 hours would be my guesstimate for for the length of the tournament. Now these are the first time we've rolled this out in the app itself, so it's possible we might have an issue and the event crashes or whatever. But our testing with the in the beta has gone well, and we're excited about it. So we can't wait to get this feature rolled out. And then, we can see what the interest level is on the signups. Yeah, we're really excited, and fingers crossed everything will go smoothly. And and basically once we've sort of field tested this functionality, we can start we can do all kinds of tournaments in in the app in this way. For example, when we're doing sometimes this year we've been digitally supporting online conventions by running like a Legend Series tournament within our app using that challenge method, etc. Potentially, we could get to the point where we can do big tournaments like that fully within the app, and that's something we're super excited about. So, in the cost, do you know? I think. So I'm not 100% sure. Basically, when you click on the tournament, it'll tell you how much it costs. The entry fee will be in gems. I think this week might be free, just as a as a test, as a testing. But you can when you click that tournament button and you click on the tournament details and you click it'll say how much the tournament costs. And basically before you enter, it'll say are you sure you want to pay whatever if it's 100 gems, are you sure you want to pay 100 gems? Or if it's free, it'll be like, are you sure you want to pay 0 gems? And then you click yes, and then you're in. 89 people have already clicked notify me. Yeah, I figured that might happen. So that's awesome. Yeah, so if as I said, if we get super high demand, we may end up just adding additional tournaments throughout the day. It's a little tricky when you're designing features like this, because you don't know what the level of player interest is going to be, and designing for 20 people versus designing for 200 people versus designing for 2,000 people versus 20,000 people. These are all very different design tasks. So yeah, we're gonna see that register thing, see how many people get in there, and then we'll tweak stuff to make it best for our players based on that info.
And it looked like it was 100 credits, so just
sure, 100 credits.
that
Okay,
people
so it's
just so
so
people
yeah,
know.
so basically, and the notifies me is you're not required to play. If you click notify me, that's just basically saying I want to know more about this. So yeah, so
make sure when you get the notification to go in and register when it's it 10 minutes before? I think it's 10 minutes before.
So yeah, I think our graphic might have said free, but I think it was just savagely lying. It's 100 credits, so, which basically is about $1. So yeah, you can come play and check it out.
Okay. We had a question about Hero Realms. Do we own the license to Hero Realms? Yes, we own the license to Hero Realms. We created Hero Realms, and we created the physical games and the digital games. And when will the next Kickstarter be? So do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, so basically, the answer is kind of soon. We have 2 games that are coming up imminently on Kickstarter. One is the Hero Realms Dungeons of Thandar, and the other is Robot Quest, both of which are super awesome. The Hero Realms, I did my sort of standard. I have more cool things that I want to do, and
they're really cool.
Yeah, really cool. Debbie's
them.
been my number one play tester. So I've pushed the Hero Realms back a little bit, but it's not because of lack of love. It's because of excessive love. We're got all kinds of cool additional stuff that we want to add to it, and that's pretty far along. So I would guesstimate in the next few months we'll see Hero Realms Kickstarter, and that's going to have an all new deck for the market. It's going to have new characters, and it's going to have a new campaign adventure. So all kinds of super cool content for Hero Realms coming soon. And of course, we have the Hero Realms digital app, which is in alpha right now. And I gotta say, I'm a little bit addicted.
He is playing all the time, like constantly.
Yeah, it's the digital app is super fun. Still, bunch of bugs to squash, and occasionally, we'll have sort of major issues where we're like, okay, with this, we're handling this particular thing not in the correct way or whatever. But the alpha testers have been doing a great job of playing games and giving us feedback. And I think when the Hero Realms digital app is, in full release, it's going to be just, phenomenal app.
So Romaine also asked about being able to get the Kickstarter exclusive cards. So you will, in the next Hero Realms Kickstarter, be able to get the Kickstarter exclusive cards. We actually have that ability in our Kickstarters if we have inventory available that you can add them on in the Pledge Manager as well for our past Kickstarters. And you asked also about how to become a tester for Hero Realms, a digital app. Right now, we're completely full. We had a huge overwhelming response, and our process is a little bit manual to add people into the alpha testing. So right now we are no longer adding people in, but you can still fill out the form on the apprentice page, and you can express interest in that game. And maybe at a later point in time, we add more people in, and we're going to be rolling out play testing for other games as well. So, we'll let you know about those if you sign up over there on that page as well. And Saffron can post a link below to the apprentice page. And I have good news. Joel, sweet Joel has, oh wait, that's not it, but my number of star of Joel, you're very chatty now. I was going to click on your other comment. He's been playing, what did he say? Less Star Realms games?
Yeah, because he's playing Hero Realms all the time.
The tournament's now free. So, so he went in and he changed it. So if you went in and you registered, click notify me when the actual tournament happens. We're not going to be charging. And this is because this is our first time in the app, in production, running a large tournament. So we had discussed making it no cost. So we just had a bit of a miscommunication, but Joel has fixed that. So thank you, Joel. and Rob's in-game name. So Rob, would you like to get a lot of challenges?
So my username in all of our apps, Star Realms, Epic, Hero Realms, my username is Rob. In Hero Realms, you actually name your characters as well, and I've got characters of all the different classes. But we don't have the challenge feature up in Hero Realms yet. But in Star Realms, you can challenge username Rob if you wanna, if you wanna battle. Basically, 48-hour games are the only thing that I'll actually be able to accept, though, because kind of crazy busy with the work and the family stuff. So the 48-hour games are ideal.
So busy. Any chance that in the future our digital apps would go above 2 players?
So basically, there is the possibility that we will design apps that are more than 2 players for sure. The question of Star Realms, for example, has a whole bunch of various formats for more than 2 players in the physical game. You can play 3, 4, 5, 6 players. There's a gazillion different formats for them. For a lot of people, those are their favorite ways to play. There's also like cooperative, solo and cooperative, where you're with the stuff in Frontiers. But basically, those are that functionality is probably not going to come to the apps anytime soon, because it's got a very, very high level of work in order to implement. So basically, you have to change the whole user interface and how things are viewed in the app, etc., in order to allow for those play modes. With our digital stuff, we always have sort of a wish list of, gosh, it'd be nice if we had this or that within the apps. But our digital, the time of the programmers is a precious limited resource, and we've got all kinds of cool stuff that we're trying to do. So, like, for example, tournaments in Star Realms is something we've been working on for a very long time, and we've wanted for a long time, and it finally got up on the priority list high enough that we could start working on it, and now we have it implemented. We're doing the Hero Realm stuff. We've got other projects in the works. So. Long answer is it's a maybe, but it wouldn't be anytime soon.
This is a great time, though, for me to mention that we have updated our Tabletopia implementation of Hero Realms. So not as in depth as our digital app that we're working on, because it doesn't do like all the math for you, and it doesn't have the engine underneath, but it just as if you're playing the physical game, you can now play 3 or 4 players on the Tabletopia implementation. So that's free of cost. Joktan, who did the initial implementation, we actually asked him to add Ancestry Pack. So that's also on there, which I'm pretty excited about. And while he was in there, he was like, hey, I figured I'd add in 3 and 4 players. So thank you to him for doing that. And if people want to check that out, they can check that out. And
that's free, right?
Yeah, that's free. Tabletopia, I'll just reiterate, Tabletopia you can run on a browser, so you don't need to install any software. You don't need to have Steam like you do for Tabletop Simulator. And it's free for the basic platform. Like a lot of games do charge for content. We don't charge for this content. So you can go and you can play it. We're hoping to get more people excited about Hero Realms on that platform. And we did do a video. So if you're not familiar with Tabletopia, I don't know if Saffron has it handy, but maybe they could post it below. Chris Swan and I did a quick video on how to use Tabletopia and how to play Hero Realms in Tabletopia. I'm pretty sure we did, at least. I've done a lot of videos lately. But if they can post that below. But honestly, Tabletopia is very easy to use. So I think you could pop on there and figure it out on your own. And they have like little cheat sheets and stuff on Tabletopia too. So it looks like we have a lot of comments. Let me just pop over here. Oh yeah. Hey, he's on. Thank you. You're doing awesome stuff for us. I'm very excited. I was saying to Rob, we have to get on there and try out the 3 or 4 player mode. So let's see. So next we were going to talk a little bit about Robot Quest. So last week we met Pug and saw a little bit more about Pug and Rhea, his driver. So today we are going to talk about Crate, who's another adorable little robot. Just a quick, do you want to give just like a 10-second what Robot Quest is in case anyone hasn't heard about it yet?
So Robot Quest is a deck builder like Star Realms and Hero Realms. But in addition to having the cards, you also have a miniature for your robot itself. And there's a board which you play on, and you can move around that board. And there's stuff on the board. There will be like spaces where you can get extra good, awesome things. If you're in those spaces, there's other spaces where maybe nasty stuff is, like a pit with spikes or other nasty things you want to avoid. And when you play your cards, they'll give you attacks and they'll give you money, just like in Star Realms or Hero Realms. But when you get energy to buy cards with, you can also use that energy to move your robot. So if you had 7 energy, you could buy a card that costs 7, or buy a card that costs 6 and a card that costs 1, or you could buy a card that costs 6 and move 1 space, or you could buy a card that costs 1 and move 6 spaces, or any combination. So basically, your energy allows you to move around the battlefield, and your attacks have ranges. So some will be hand-to-hand attacks and hit the squares right around your robot. Others will be ranged attacks and they can go at distance. So basically those, that's the general idea of what the game is. And it's got super adorable, fun robots. So in
miniatures.
In miniatures. Yeah. Basically the miniatures are companions and friends of their drivers. And they take them to arenas, and they battle in the arena. But you never have to worry about your bot getting destroyed, because they're easy to repair. And whenever your bot is destroyed in the battle, it immediately respawns on your next turn. So you're never out of the action. And as you damage and destroy other robots, you get victory points. And at the end of the game, the player with the most victory points wins. And each robot has different things that it's good at. So the crate bots were originally designed as exploration bots for difficult tasks. So they've got treads, so they can move around over rough terrain, and they're big and heavy and well armored, so they could do jobs like bomb disposal or exploration. But for the arena battles, the crate has extra health, which is awesome. So he'll be able to stick around on the battlefield longer before you get forced to respawn. Also, because he's big and heavy, he's hard to push around. So one of the cool things you can do in the game is if you get up to another robot and you spend extra energy, you can push that robot. And there are all kinds of good areas you want to push people out of, and nasty areas it's fun to push enemy bots into. Crate's just a little bit harder to push around because he's a big heavy bot. And yeah, these miniatures are awesome, beautiful minis, and we've showed off a bunch of them last week. They're super cool.
Yeah, they're really cute. So Sorcerer, we've been asked in the last couple of weeks to share another one of the upcoming do more spoilers on one of the packs for Sorcerer Endbringer. So we finally have one this week.
So this is the Bewitched Woodland. This is a really cool domain, and it features fae and unicorns. Super cool. The skill card for the Bewitched Woodland has a really powerful tactic ability. So as a tactic, when you attack with a minion, you can activate this to prepare that minion, and it would be able to attack another time during that battle. However, on its future attack, all of its regular hits will count as blanks. So basically, it'll only deal damage on the criticals and the doubles on its next attack. The first attack it made when you activated this to prepare it, that attack's normal, no penalties. But on that next attack, it has that modifier. So that can make those reroll effects extra powerful for both the player, the attacker and the defender. because of this this ability to attack again, but only looking at the criticals and the double hits on that second attack. And as always, just really beautiful artwork throughout the set. This is the Woodland Spirit sorcery card, and this is a super flexible sorcery. You can use it to heal heal minions. You can also use it to weaken enemy minions and draw cards. So a lot of flexibility on this sorcery. And then a lot of cool, beautiful minions. Yeah, the artwork's just so stunning in Sorcerer, really awesome. So the Untamed Sovereign, this minion is really cool. Whenever it becomes exhausted, you can choose whether you want to draw a card, weaken a minion, gain an omen, or gain an omen and heal a damage from a minion. So basically, you have. And that's whether it's exhausted from you attacking with it, or if your opponent had an effect that exhausted. So this this minion is going to be giving you long-term benefits on the battlefield.
This one's my absolute favorite because it's like it looks very evil.
Yes, and then we've got the Indisputable Sovereign. This one has an ongoing effect that whenever a damage counter is placed on this minion, you can either weaken a minion or gain an omen. When he's got incoming damage, it's going to give you effects, and so this can combo really nicely with the healing effects that you have within this domain. So that can be a pretty cool combo.
You said yes, Secret Embrace combo.
Yeah. Okay, so next we have the Sealy Courtier, and this is nasty little fairy here. When this minion's destroyed, you can choose to ready a minion with an attack of 2 or less, or heal 2 damage from a minion. So basically, this can give you an extra attack with a minion that you already got on the battlefield. With the right minion, that can be a incredibly nasty effect. Super cool, powerful effect when this little guy dies. And then we have.
Those are all cards.
Oh, that's all the cards. All right. There are more cards in the set, but you'll see those soon. Actually, you'll see them really soon if you are a Kickstarter backer. We are in the process of putting these packs up on Tabletop Simulator. We hopefully, knock on wood, we'll have them up really soon.
Have a link.
Yeah. So basically, we're reviewing it right now, and we'll be putting out, assuming everything's good, be putting out an update hopefully this week to backers. And we don't have all the sets up yet, but we have several of them up, including this one, and you'll be able to play them online through Tabletop Simulator. And basically, you can be a playtester if you give us feedback on 5 or more games. You will be added as a playtester in our playtest credits, and also have our never-ending appreciation. And it's a great opportunity for Kickstarter backers to get to play the cool new content early.
Yes, and I want to mention just a couple things about Tabletop Simulator if people are interested in playtesting Sorcerer. We also have Kapow up on Tabletop Simulator for playtesting as well. We have done a video on how to play Sorcerer in Tabletop Simulator. And with Tabletop Simulator, if you're not familiar with it, then I would recommend that you watch the gameplay part of the video to just get a handle on some quick tips on how to grab all your dice and roll them and things like that. It's not super long. Saffron can post the link below. And in that, we covered a bit at the beginning about how to get Tabletop Simulator. You need Steam. You have to download Tabletop Simulator. There is it costs $20 to download, but there are a ton of games on there now. Because of COVID, a lot of publishers have put their games on there. So So yeah, so I just want to let you guys know that, and Saffron can post a link below, and we'll be, I guess, posting that in an update to backers with the link, how to access it. But again, you'll need Tabletop Simulator to be able to play that. So next topic, would anyone like to hear an update on the Deluxe Nova collection from Star Realms? Paolo, I bet, would like to hear it. He won.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Congratulations. So Star Realms Deluxe Nova collection. This is something we've been working on for a while. So it's a beautiful version of Star Realms. It has basically everything that goes along with the first set. So it's the base set. It's got all the crisis packs. It's got all the cards from promo pack 1, its Gambit set, etc. All in foil. It's got a beautiful board, score dials. So just a super nice version of Star Realms. This is actually the first time we've made foil cards. Obviously, a lot of companies have made foil cards in the past, but the production process was a little bit trickier than we had initially planned for, and also COVID happened and kind of blew up our office. So it got delayed quite a bit. But we've been working with a printer, getting samples of card paper and getting samples of various foiling techniques, and in a process to basically so we could learn exactly how to make them and get a cardstock we don't want, and avoid the curling of foils that happens if sometimes with foils that are not done well, etc. So basically, we've been doing a lot to try and get this right. And
Randy in particular has been
Randy,
super
Randy
hard
Delvin's been working his
work.
butt off on it. We've been doing rounds of samples, and we've showed you foils before. And the good news is we've gotten our sort of final round of technique samples. So basically, these were samples we were using to figure out, okay, what processes are we using to create the foils? Which paper, where, which foiling technique, how, all the, where are we applying foil, etc. We've gotten closer and closer to, okay, this is how we want to do it. And then this last round of foils, we had a bunch of different, little tweaks that we tried, and we've got versions that we really like. So see if I can get this to show up with the shininess. This is an example Corvette. You see up here, we've got this sort of number with a symbol. That's just for our internal thing, because we had a whole bunch of different samples we were doing, trying to get the effect that we wanted, and seeing which of these effects we like. So basically, the general technique we've gone with is highlighting the ship and the shipper base in the foreground in foil, foiling special effects like the laser blast coming out of the Corvette here. You'll notice that there's foiling on the symbols in the like the combat symbol in the text box, but not on the actual card text to keep the card text readable. And there's foiling on the card frame as well. And you can see sort of various examples of how that looks. No, maybe not doing the best job of showing these, but you get the idea.
It is hard.
This one you can sort of, I really like the way the card frame came out on the Trade Federation guys. So we are in the process now of doing all the cards using this methodology that we've decided, okay, this is the one that we want to go with. There will be another sample round where basically we get the entire set. Okay, we've made it, we've given it to them. This is how we want to do it. Then they will do the entire set with that methodology. We'll get those, we'll look it over and decide, okay, is this exactly how we want it, or do we need to tweak some of these cards? And then, if we tweak, yet another sample round of those tweaks, and then if we like, or if we like it, we say, yes, this is it, go, start the presses, and then they print, and then we get a sample of the first stuff off the actual presses to make sure nothing got screwed up in that process. So that is the long and painful production checking quality controls that we are doing to get to make sure this comes out right. Lots
of positive comments.
Yeah. So we're really excited about it. Now these cards are a little bit thicker than standard Star Realms cards. Now, if you used them in the card sleeve, it'd be fine. You could potentially mix them with your regular sets, but basically we went with a really thick cardstock paper, thicker than the paper that's used in regular Star Realms. The reason for that was basically the thicker cardstock we discovered just more resistant to bending. So with foil cards, they have different materials on them in different places, and when you end up have anything that's paper cards, if you store them in humid places, it's bad. Like basically any card you have can warp. Foil cards are especially vulnerable to that because of the various materials and different shrinkage rates based on humidity, etc. So having a thicker cardstock just makes it more resistant to that. Now, you still should not bring your foil set into the sauna. That would be bad. So, but basically, we wanted a paper that in normal use, they're gonna be nice and flat and good for a long time. So that's where we're at with the.
Someone said it sounded more like plastic when you flicked it. Like
yeah, it's definitely it's not plastic, but it's a thick paper. So basically, if you just pick up one of these cards, you might not notice. You might be okay. It's a Star Realms card. That's fine. But if you had one of these cards and a regular Star Realms card and you compared them, you'd be like, oh wow, this one's thicker. So basically it's not plastic. It's just regular cardstock. But it's a thicker cardstock than we used for the base set Star Realms.
Felice suggested that we have a contest to give away, or a competition to give away some of the samples. I don't think Randy would go for that. So maybe eventually we need the samples, because when we get the next round of samples, we need to compare and make sure, like, did they do the same process? Does it look the way that we expected them to look? So at least in the short term, we need the samples.
But maybe once everything's all done and we're happy with the way the product came out, that's a cool idea.
I love the idea. And occasionally I find old, like, I don't know, proxy cards from old sets and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if anyone would want these. We really are trying to, this was a nice comment. We really are trying to get the highest quality product that we can, because we this is a deluxe product.
Yeah, and I've definitely seen like deluxe products in foils, and then you like open up the box and all the cards are like bent beyond use, and it's just the saddest thing ever. So that is not a scenario we want to have happen. So knock on wood, we are taking we're making every effort to make sure that those cards are as nice as we can make them. I apologize for the delay, but I want you to know how we're using the time. We're basically trying to we're making efforts to do it right. And of course now we know this process. So the next time we do something with foil cards, it'll be much faster, because we were on a learning curve. And
you're announcing a new product?
Oh boy. So that's
show the next. We didn't show the.
You can do So just the box artwork. You can sort of see the side of the box there. It's got images of the various ships and stuff. It's gonna be a really pretty box when it's done. That's where we're at with the Deluxe Nova. And speaking of Star Realms, just a real quick mention of this week's Star Realms Arena. So we have Yeah, that was good. This week's Star Realms Arena, we have I believe it's called Advanced Planning. And in this one, once per turn, you can take a card from your discard pile and put it on the bottom of your deck. This allows you to really set up those ally combos. So you're going to want to pay attention to which things you're purchasing, what ally abilities they have, what things you might want to buy. Like if there's something really expensive, you can actually set it up to purchase. Oh my gosh, there's an 8-cost ship out there that I really want to buy. You can start buying high trade cards and then stacking those on the bottom of your deck. So then you'll have a turn where you then draw them and you can play them and buy that big thing. You can put cards with really powerful ally abilities. You can make sure that you put on one turn, you put one of the cards in, and then the next turn you put a card of the same faction in, so you can trigger that really powerful ally ability when you draw. You're also going to want to pay attention to the card count, because just because the cards are next to each other doesn't mean you're going to draw them in the same turn, because you could, one could be the last card you draw on one turn and the other could be the first card you draw on the next. So sort of paying attention to what the bottom of your deck is, which cards in which order, and when to put things there to sort of manipulate when you're gonna draw various stuff. So it's this week's arena is one that you can really go in the tank planning out your moves. Obviously it's arena, so it's timed, so you will have to think on your feet a little bit. But yeah, it's a really cool format, and this one's definitely a very, very skill intensive format. So basically that particular ability really rewards thoughtful play. So yeah, that's this week's arena. You get one free entry every week in Star Realms Arena, so you should jump in and play it. And if you like it and you want to play more, pretty cheap to get credits and play more games.
So I know there was a Heroes question earlier on, and I'm
buried in the millions of comments.
Someone who said they were late to the party, so So if you're on and if you're able to post that question again, I'd love to answer it. We have so many comments in here. I try to not when we're talking about a single topic, I see your questions and I generally will wait till the end to cover ones that are on other topics. But I have a couple other things to mention. So I wanted to give a quick update on fulfillment for the Epic, Guardians of Goanna, and Star Realms High Alert. I got some updates. They're not super specific, but a little bit of updates from our fulfillment partners that it looks like as early as next week for Asia and Australia, they may start shipping out orders. But definitely within the next couple of weeks, I believe they have the inventory in those two regions. And then for the UK, Germany, and the United States is going to be a couple of weeks. Basically, everything's on the way. So, for example, in the US, it's arrived and it's gotten into the US, but it's not gotten to our fulfillment partner yet, for example. And it has not yet arrived, from what I understand from the email, about in Germany yet. So, but I wanted to give an update that we are tracking that and things are moving along and getting closer to the fulfillment center. So we're hoping that next week we'll be able to give hard information about when fulfillment will start, but we do expect it to be in the next few weeks in all regions. So I'm super excited to hear that, because just getting stuff off the boat and into the US has been really difficult.
It's a big deal. Basically clearing customs, going through port, clearing customs is not trivial and can really hold you up for a long time. So it's always exciting when you can get past that point.
And then we had a question about the Deluxe Nova collection being available in Europe. So the Deluxe Nova collection was available via Kickstarter only, and I believe the Kickstarter is now closed, and it was available worldwide. Our Kickstarters are always available worldwide. And we did, as part of that, have a retailer tier. So there will be, they had a pretty limited number of quantities that they could buy, but there will be some retailers who are getting that product, and some of them will be in other countries. Most of them will be in the US. So you will see, there will be some availability, but it's very, very limited.
So the Deluxe Nova collection is really for big time fans of the game. We didn't want to put that so we're not putting the Deluxe Nova collection into distribution. So basically, normally we make a game, it goes into distribution, retail stores can order from their distributor, goes to stores all around the world. And that's for most people, when they walk into a game store and they look at the games on the shelves, they're seeing stuff that's through distribution. One of the things about the Deluxe Nova collection is it's a big box, it's super sweet, but because it's got all these really high quality materials and stuff, it's very expensive. It's like $100 set. And we didn't want that to be the image. A new person walking into a game store, never heard of Star Realms before, that we didn't want them to be like, oh, okay, I guess Star Realms is a big, expensive $100 large box game. That's not what Star Realms is. This box is for the super fans of Star Realms to have a super sweet collection. So it is Kickstarter, is basically only going to be on Kickstarter and in special promotions, etc. So it's got our standard Kickstarter. It's a Kickstarter exclusive item, which means Kickstarters and sometimes special promotions, etc. So if you missed the Deluxe Nova collection, it's possible we might do, based on how people react to it when they get it, it's possible we might do more deluxe collections in the future for, things like the Colony Wars block, etc. And, if we did something like that, we could potentially have the original on there. But for now, if you missed the Kickstarter, you're going to have to unfortunately, you're going to have to wait a bit, because it is not going to be in retail. There will, however, be a small number of these Deluxe Nova collections in stores, because we had the ability for stores to back the Kickstarter and get a limited supply. One nice thing about this was any store that does this program is clearly very in the know about Star Realms. They'll be able to clearly inform their customers, hey, this is a special version of the game, and they gave a super limited number, so they're probably gonna reserve those for people who specifically ask about it or whatever. So that might be if you missed the Kickstarter, perhaps you could pick one up from one of the stores who help sponsor us.
So Ronnie, or our Ani, had a couple questions. So they wanted to know, would it be possible that this would be an add-on on the next Hero Realms Kickstarter? I mean, we'll probably have a little bit of inventory left because we always order extra.
Yeah, we can take a look at it. Might be possible as a limited thing. We'll have to see how that goes. And then they also, so thank you, Game Freak. This was the comment I had seen, but I was like, I know that was a question. For the next Hero Realms Kickstarter, will there be new dividers for like the new characters? Absolutely, just like we did with the high alert packs. So we make the storage box, and it's got plastic dividers for all the sets. Whenever we come out with more sets in the future, we will also make an optional pack of dividers that you can buy to have the cool plastic dividers for all your sets. So absolutely, the new Hero Realms content will have an add-on where you can buy plastic dividers for those sets if you like. And then Brain Games asked, have distribution issues due to COVID been resolved? So I guess I'll answer that in that. So I'd say a few things. I mean, one, generally distributors are like ordering less inventory from publishers than they have in the past. Just, everyone's kind of trying to manage their finances. So that sometimes makes it harder to get stuff in retail. I know Hero Realms has been in stock, and as of last week, people still weren't seeing it in their stores. So the base game came back in stock. So it seems like, there might be a little bit of delay in sort of getting things through the chain, but generally distribution has come back online. The main issue is shipping from China to the regions or from one region to another. So when things are on a boat, getting off the boat and into the port, there are still delays. So all of our new products that came in, we now ship both to multiple regions. So it used to be we shipped everything to the US, and then we shipped it to different regions, and we've expanded our operation. So now we ship a certain amount for Kickstarters and then some amount for distribution. We also offer to our distribution partners for them to be able to
to pick up at the factory directly as well. So I would say for all the new stuff coming in, it's pretty good, with the exception of sort of those international shipments taking a while to just get off the boat and into the port. And also just the timeline to book containers. So it used to be to book a container in China, you could do it, within a few days. Now it's a few weeks, and the cost right now is like more than 3 times the cost that it was.
And of course, things with distribution are very regional. So like in certain areas, things are going decently well, and and businesses are open, etc. In other places, there are going into full lockdowns, and so basically around the world, the distribution picture looks different. So generally speaking, business is still a little disrupted, and basically everything just takes longer right now. But the good news is we still have awesome things in the pipeline, and they are moving through. Just takes a little bit of time. There was a question on the dividers. The add-on will be just for the new dividers. So basically, if you don't have the storage box, what you would do is buy the storage box and then buy the new dividers. If you already have the storage box, all you need to buy is the new dividers. If you want to have the new dividers for the thing. So it'll be just like we did with the Star Realms, where it was like, I think, a $5 pack of plastic dividers for the high alert packs. We will have packs that associate with the various sets. So basically you'll be able to pick up the dividers for the various things. In that way. So I'm not exactly sure how many packs we're going to break that up into. Maybe all the characters will be one in one, and the stuff for the Into the Dark set will be in another. But that'll be clearly laid out on the Kickstarter page.
Yeah, I think we kind of answered this question, but basically it comes back to, can you still get Nova Collection after? So would we do another print run? So I guess the answer to that is we'll see if there's enough demand to do another print run. Well, to be clear, we have not done the first print run yet. We're working on the first print run. So we'll have that. We will have as Debbie said, we always make extras because stuff gets lost in shipping, and you've got some moving company put a forklift through a box and crushed a bunch of them, or your thing gets banged up in the mail or whatever. We need extras. So we definitely will have a quantity of and you never end up using up all the extras for those things, because you want to be safe and get plenty in case there are issues. So well, we don't, but I've seen other people do.
But basically, what I'm seeing here is that there are a bunch of people who are interested in it who missed out on the first Kickstarter, and so we'll work that into our planning. And when we know exactly what we're doing, we'll let you guys know right here. So this is a great spot for you to give us that feedback, and then once we figure out what we're doing, we'll with that feedback, we can then come back and talk about it. I'm not surprised, because I can't wait to get this. Yeah. So. Will the high alert dividers be delivered with the cards? So yes, basically if you ordered them. So it's an add-on. So basically if you just got the high alert cards and you didn't order the add-on for the dividers, then obviously you won't get the dividers. But if you order both, then knock on wood, hopefully those things have arrived together at the fulfillment center and they'll be shipped to you together. Otherwise, we end up spending a lot of extra money on shipping stuff. But you don't have to worry about that. If we screw up, we obviously take care of it. But basically, yes, they should be there together, and they should ship together to you. So if you ordered both, you should get both. And if you don't, you just ping customer service, and Saffron will fix the world for you. So. Yeah, when we first start shipping, we get like a huge, overwhelming number of questions. So just, be a little bit patient. Might not be like the minute after you send the email that you get a response, but they've been very responsive. Yes. And someone would like a dragon themed expansion for Heroes. I don't know. Are other people interested in dragons? I like dragons. We have a giant dragon that we put in our front yard every year for Halloween. We try to put it up super early, but our older kids get annoyed. The little kids in the neighborhood love it because its wings flap and it
kind of
Yeah, one of those big inflatable dragons. Yeah, it's
like
pretty
10
cool.
feet tall. So that was just feedback. I think we've answered all the questions. And yeah, on the components, just as far as I know, and I've been tracking all this stuff, you know, we have things coming from different places. So not everything's printed at the same factory, but everything's there or on its, like the main shipment is on its way almost to the fulfillment centers, and the other things have been sent already.
So Marauder Mo points out that there is a dragon boss deck, which is amazing. That deck is super cool. Beautiful. Like they often the boss decks get overlooked because you've got the the base set and the character packs, and then you got the campaign and all these cool things go together. The boss decks allow for raid style play. Really fun. One player plays the dragon, takes on an entire party of their friends playing as regular characters. You can also do boss versus boss fight. You can have the dragon fight the lich, which is another really cool way to play. So yeah, they if you really love dragons, you can play one in Hero Realms, and you can eat your friends. And what's better than that, really?
Yeah. Daniel's saying Sorcerer needs some dragons.
I think
wink. He might have some insider information.
Maybe maybe
Daniel
he's got
with Peter.
Got some inside scoop there. Who knows?
Yeah, and we do have some dragons, of course. Ronnie's saying he sees Arcus they see Arcus in most every game they play. So I think we've answered all the questions. Thank you. I know this was a lot to cover in one stream today. And we will see you next Tuesday. And if there's specific topics you would like to see covered, you can comment here. You can send us a message in our Discord channel, or just post in the general Discord channel and let us know. Or, on these streams, you can always ask, hey, next week, could you cover XYZ? We'll answer any questions we can live. But if there's like deeper topics you want to see more about, we can do that, or separate videos. Look, I want to see Rob play the dragon boss now.
Yeah, nice.
All right, thanks everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Next week. I don't have any Riders of Chaos news, sorry, but soon, eventually, we will be sharing more about that. Thanks.
Bye all.